Hi everyone, this is Ms. Granger. In this digital lesson, we're going to look at Lesson 3 from Unit 5. This is all about factories, the working class, and urbanization. This video will focus on the first section, all about factories. Remember that as you watch, you'll record your notes as directed, and you can use these notes on your mastery check. Our lesson objective is that students will understand the advantages and disadvantages of the effects of industrialization. You'll do that by taking the notes here. So first, let's decide which color you're going to use to highlight your key terms in this lesson and also use in your A through Z chart. You chose one color from last lesson and you're going to choose a different color in this lesson. Decide the color, pause your video, go get your color, and then come back and press play. So let's start by discussing where the factory system even kind of evolved from. So before the Industrial Revolution, workers crafted their products in their homes, and that was using raw materials that was supplied by other merchants. This was called the domestic system. And as a result of industrialization, the factory system emerged and therefore then changed many lives. So a factory system was pretty different. In a factory system, workers, raw materials, and machinery were all gathered under the same roof. They were all in the same building. During the Industrial Revolution, this saved time and it met the rising demand for products. It saved time because then workers didn't have to go from house to house collecting and delivering wares and goods. They would just go to one place of production. And the demand for products was, of course, a result of the growing population of the world at this time. Having everything in one place just made things a little more efficient. So there were several advantages to the factory system. First, the merchants or entrepreneurs, in other words, the bosses and the owners, they could really supervise all of the workers because they were all in the same place. There was a big shift from muscle power, or people doing things themselves, to machine power. In addition, the improvement in production, or the creation of goods, really enabled the expansion of markets, meaning that businesses could really spread from not just a little town, but from town to town and then city to city. Next, we have the lowered cost. It lowered the cost to produce many goods. The factory system being so efficient and with all of the resources available meant that the price went down. This also meant that lower costs meant lower prices for consumers or buyers. And then finally, by the late 1800s, incomes overall were rising, especially among the middle class in these industrialized countries. The advantages of the factory system really snowballed into a kind of global economic boom. Let's move on to talking about disadvantages of the factory system. So the factory system really worked well for the people who owned the factories. They made lots of money off of these profits, but the disadvantages were really in the labor force. So we're going to talk about both child labor and the conditions. So let's start with child labor. So during the Industrial Revolution, there were not really any laws that said that children were not allowed to work. Many times, families really needed the extra income, and if you had a child who could also work in a factory, that could bring in some extra money. Because of this, many children worked in dangerous factories from a very young age. And there's a couple reasons that children were used in the factory setting. First, children were smaller. They could fit in between or underneath the machinery to fix it or to install certain parts. They could use their small fingers and space to also work with parts of the machines that were just simply too small for adults. They could perform other functions that were difficult for adults because of their small size or because they could be told what to do. They could not unionize, meaning they could not get together as a group and do a strike for higher wages because they were children. And generally, they could be paid lower wages, justified by the fact that they, again, were children. Education was not compulsory at this time, meaning that children did not have to go to school, and therefore many of them, especially ones who lived in cities, had to work. Let's talk about the second disadvantage to the factory system, and that was the working conditions in the factories themselves. So conditions in factories were generally pretty bad. Workers had an excruciatingly difficult schedule. They worked 6 days a week. They worked 12 hours a day. Sometimes they only earned up to $1 a day. The work was repetitive and sometimes boring because it was a division of labor. And remember, that means that every person is assigned one specific job, and they did that specific job every single day. It was efficient that way, but it was also boring. There were really hazardous environments for workers. The floors were sometimes slippery and people would fall. There were spinning blades that cut various items within the factory. There was molten or melted steel, which is extremely hot. And unfortunately, worker safety was not that important to the workers or the owners of these factories. There were no helmets, there were no safety goggles that were provided, and people who were injured on the job did not receive any kind of compensation. And sometimes that included no time off if you got injured on the job. And finally, due to the nature of some of this work, people were exposed to all sorts of toxic gases, dust, coal. Some people suffered from lung diseases as a result, and other long-term illnesses. So conditions during this time were really, really difficult for the working class. All right, at the bottom of your notes, it says stop, lightly highlight at least 5 terms from the box above and write them in your A through Z chart in that same color. There are many more than 5, but 5 is the minimum number of terms that you should be including in your A through Z chart. Remember, you'll do it in the color that you chose up at the very beginning of this lesson, under where it says learn and take notes. Good luck, and ask your teacher if you need more direction.